Good morning. Can you all hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Joe, can you confirm, do we have any refusal this morning?
We have one, Your Honor, Fiddler, first name Timothy. Should be the first one on your copy of this.
Fiddler refused.
Correct.
Okay, well, I'll take care of him. So that's
No Spanish speakers. That's all I've refused though.
Perfect. Thank you. Then I'll excuse the Spanish interpreter. Thank you very much for showing up today, and have a good day.
Hey.
All right. Sure. All right. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Well, Judge, so this is Joseph Van de Velde. He has some trouble speaking this morning, but he's written it down for me. You can write down your date of birth as well so that we can verify. Your birthday. Well, birthday. That would be April 1996. April 16th, 1996. Oh, April 1st, 1996.
Thank you very much. All right. I have reviewed the interim complaint for Mr. Van de Velde. I'm sorry, jumping ahead of myself. Good morning, sir. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this morning based on a criminal complaint alleging burglary in the second degree committed on or about January 8th of this year. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be assisting you, so please continue to address any concerns or questions to him if you have any. I reviewed the interim complaint as well as the pretrial services report. Don't note any other holds or statuses for Mr. Van de Velde, excuse me. He was a 5 and a 5 on the NCAA and FTA scales. Community resources or community ties can be verified through a third party reference. And I do see 2 prior felony convictions from 2015 and 2019, which unfortunately did include instances of violations of either probation or terms of conditions of release. The state's recommendation was $5,000 bond. Anything additional from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense?
Judge, I have to argue probable cause on this one. The interim complaint has to allege tangible facts as to the crime that at least add up to probable cause in the elements. In this one, Judge, it just says a burglary occurred between December 17th and January 8th at an address. That's not enough to show us burglary. That doesn't show that he entered with intent to commit another felony, that he didn't have permission to be there. I don't know where that is. So I do think that the interim complaint needs to be dismissed. And if TPD wants to refile a different one, that's better pled. But this interim complaint it's just conclusory. They can't just say that a burglary occurred.
Okay. State, any responses to probable cause, challenge to probable cause?
Your Honor, the the interim complaint has alleged that a burglary did occur at 345 East Congress Street. There is evidence that Mr. Van de Velde had left articles of his clothing behind, as well as a receipt that led back to Mr. Van de Velde. As far as the remaining allegations, or the deficiencies in the interim complaint, the state will just assert that there is probable cause alleged. Thank you.
And I
But
did,
what
I'm sorry, go ahead.
there's just they can't just assert probable cause if there's no evidence being pled of a burglary. So this interim complaint should say something like there was, reason to believe he entered X address without permission, he broke in, he took something. This is only saying what he left. So this interim complaint is incredibly inefficient. They can't just assert probable cause based upon an officer swearing that there is. There has to be specific facts specifically pled in the interim to get to probable cause.
Okay. And state any last word.
Judge, the state would simply request that any conditions of release would include that the defendant not return to the incident location or have any victim contact. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, and as to the issue of probable cause, I did raise the question with the presenting detective who did mention several additional facts that weren't otherwise included by the arresting officer in the interim complaint. So based on that testimony, which unfortunately, like I said, isn't included in the interim complaint, I do find that to be probable cause. Based on that, counsel, what is your?
Sorry, Judge. I just didn't have a middle speech.
That's all right.
I didn't mean to just leave you.
No, that's okay. Do you have anything additional you'd like to state on conditions of release?
Well, Judge, I think he's being held in custody right now on other charges, so I would ask for a nominal bond. But I do have serious issues with this interim complaint that have been noted for the record.
Well, let me just confirm that. I don't see any other holder statuses for Mr. Vandeveld. Joe, can you confirm, is this defendant being held on additional matters?
No, he's
Negative,
not?
Your Honor.
Oh, I thought he was a house one. Sorry, Judge. Well, and weighing towards his release, Judge, I would note that he does have some mental health issues. He hasn't committed any new offenses since 2019. If you are inclined to hold him, Judge, we would ask for a reasonable bond.
Well, I'm not inclined to hold him on this matter, given the information that I have. So I will release him to the supervision of pretrial services. I'm going to order monitoring and treatment as directed by pretrial services. I will order that Mr. Vandeveld not contact the alleged victim, go to wherever they work or live. And I will set the preliminary hearing for February 20th at 1:30. So, sir, you're going to be released later today. What you need to do is contact pretrial services, which is an arm of the court designed to help individuals stay on track and not miss any court dates. I'm ordering that you submit to any treatment or monitoring as they direct. So if they call you and tell you need to do something or be somewhere, you need to comply with that. Do you understand me? Okay, it's not in the affirmative.
Yeah, he can't speak, Your Honor.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure he can hear and understand me. All right, with that, that's all I have for you, sir. You're excused. Thank you.
The number for pretrial services, you'll have to get in contact with them. This is your attorney. I've given you the address for our office. If you just want to come in, I can give you. All right, if you could go out there, go stand up, sir. Follow what he tells you to do.
Yeah. When I sit over here, this is back. Actually, I mean, what they were, I think about to like. Well, about 15 minutes each.
These two right here. Old wire from Phoenix.
Orange,
Mhm.
watch it all.
Pilgrim.
Two, four.
Good morning, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Joe Lee Pilgrim, 6/30/78.
All right, Mr. Pilgrim, thank you. You're being seen here this morning based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest in Maricopa County Superior Court related to a charge of, looks like, possession of a dangerous drug. Can't see an incident date on this. Just remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. All right. Just gonna take a look here at the pretrial services report for you. Looks like you're already being held on a separate matter here in the Pima County Superior Court. I think you've got looks like an $8,000 bond. I'm sorry, the amount of bond listed in this warrant is $500. Dismissed. Okay. It appears you were arrested on this matter once previously and released. Okay. All right, Vince, any comment on conditions of release? He's already being held on another separate matter, but with any additional comment.
Given that he's being held, Judge, we just asked that you honor the $500 bond.
I will. Program, I'm gonna honor the $500 bond. Will be cash or secured. That you can potentially receive time credits appropriate in your case. We set a review hearing for you for March 2nd at 9 a.m. Hopefully, you will be able to be transported up to Maricopa County in time to resolve this matter. But if not, the March 2nd hearing will exist simply to make sure you're not slipping through the cracks. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. That's all I have for you.
Okay.
The attorney know that they did that. All right. Okay, to my story. We'll be back, Judge. Thank you.
We're off to a running start. Rest you guys, come on in here, sit back over my way, please. Watch the door. Oh, wait, no, very much. Room. Just stay there. Stay in order though. Follow me, if we're following.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Around, back over this way. No, go back over there, sir. You signed up. Follow the leader, each leader. We'll try to submit.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Mark Anthony Duarte,
Let's go up.
Your date of birth?
Slide now.
November 3rd, 1980.
So we're downstairs.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
November 3rd, 1980.
All right, thank you, sir. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this evening this morning, excuse me, based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Raymond Carroll in the Green Valley Justice Court. This relates to charges of misdemeanor domestic violence, assault, disorderly conduct, preventing the use of a phone for contacting emergency services, and theft. It is all allegedly committed on or about July 10th of this year. I'm sorry, last year, excuse me. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Just taking a look here at the warrant itself, just make sure I'm getting all of the facts alleged. So the alleged victim in this warrant is Diane Barrientos. Do you reside with this individual?
No, I do not.
Good. I believe you're being held on any other matter. It does appear you are on probation. On a separate matter. So, sir, I'm going to set a hearing for you in front of Judge Carroll at the Green Valley Justice Court for February the 5th next week at 8:30 in the morning. Do you know where that is?
Yes, sir.
I release
Your Honor, I'm not seeing any holds on him.
I'm sorry?
I'm not seeing any holds on him, Mr. Duarte's.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't tracking any.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm sorry, sir. Again, if I release from custody, can you promise me you will appear at the Green Valley Justice Court on February the 5th?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Then I'm going to release you on promise that you will appear at that hearing. I'm going to order that you not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim, Ms. Barrientos, to include going to wherever she works or lives. I'm going to order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you contact your assigned probation officer within 2 business days of being released. Do you understand all that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Then that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Hey, guys. You just said what's up. Yes, good. In fact, you're not part of one of the things actually got to do anything for. Sure.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Brandon Philip, excuse me, Brandon Philip Hernandez, 10-6-85.
Mr. Hernandez, good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this morning based on 2 misdemeanor charges of domestic violence, criminal damage, and domestic violence disorderly conduct allegedly occurring yesterday evening. Just to remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You can take a look here at your file so I can make sure I'm understanding what's going on. Okay, so just give me a few minutes.
Sure.
All right, so I don't believe you're being held on any other matter here. Attempts to reach the alleged victim wasn't successful. You don't live with the alleged victim, do you? Okay. Good. All right, so I'm going to set an arraignment for you, court date on February the 10th at 10:30 in the morning. If I release you from custody, can you promise me you'll appear at that hearing, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that'll be at Pima County Justice Court in downtown Tucson. The address will be on the paperwork you'll receive from this hearing. And your hearing again is going to be on the 10th at 10:30 in front of Judge Prisqueta. I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, commit any acts of domestic violence, and above all else, do not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim, include going to where she works or lives. Do you understand all of that?
Yes.
And that's all I have for you, sir. You'll be released later today. Please make sure and attend your hearing. Otherwise, you could end up right back in custody. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Ashley Marie Latta, 2/23/1988.
All right. Ms. Latta, good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on a couple of warrants that were issued for your arrest by Judge David Miller and Judge Robert Foreman of the Pima County Justice Court. These relate to charges of possession of drug paraphernalia, criminal trespass, resisting arrest, failing to obey a police officer, and then disorderly conduct and a misdemeanor assault. All these are misdemeanor offenses. I just want to remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I just need to confirm, I believe you're being held on a separate matter.
So I just met with my PO on the 28th and we signed a paper for that warrant to be quashed. For my probation that was violated.
All right, Joe, just confirm that we do have an APO hold here.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Latta, you're being held on that adult probation matter, whatever you've discussed with or having coordination with your probation officer is not in front of me today. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm dealing with these warrants appropriately. So what I'm going to do is appoint Mr. Christian Salter to represent you on both matters. And I'm going to set a hearing for you on March the 4th at 11 a.m. in front of Judge Miller.
So I could be here till March?
Well, no, what I'm doing is setting those hearings for you.
Okay.
I'm not holding you on this
I'm
matter.
sorry,
because
I have SMI and I'm just not doing well.
Okay. Well, then I'll try to slow down and explain things a little bit more clearly. So
Okay.
you're not going to be
Sorry.
released so long as that hold is in place. So you're going to be held on that adult probation matter, regardless of what I do here. Because of that, I'm going to appoint you an attorney, Mr. Salter, so he can assist you with these matters in particular. I'm going to set a hearing for you on March the 4th at 11 a.m. in front of Judge Miller and Judge Foreman respectively. I'm sorry, let me see if I can make sure that they're both in front of, yeah, they'll both be in front of Judge Miller, excuse me, on the 4th at 11 a.m. I'm not going to hold you on any bonds in either of these cases, given that you are already being held. However, if you are released on that adult probation matter, you will also be released in these. So if you're released, you're going to have to get yourself to the Pima County Justice Court on the 4th. Otherwise, another warrant could issue for your arrest and you can end up right back in custody. You understand? Okay. If you are still in custody, I will let the Justice Court know that you are being held. So if you are still in custody on the 4th, they will transport you or make you available to Judge Miller by video in the same way you're appearing in front of me today. You understand? I'm going to order as part of the conditions, if you are released, that you not have any contact with any alleged victim, to include going to wherever they work or live, and that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And again, you will have Mr. Salter's name and information in the paperwork you received from today. You can reach out to him, provided the resources at the jail allow you to do so, or he will contact you hopefully prior to your hearing. But otherwise, that's all I have for you. You're excused, okay?
Do you know how long it could be till I hear back about the probation stuff?
I do not. You have to communicate with your probation officer on that.
Thank you.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Morning, Michael Maurice Pratt. 4/19/1981.
Brett? It's time set for initial appearance. You're being seen here based on a misdemeanor charge of domestic violence criminal damage allegedly occurring yesterday evening. Remind you do have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be held against you. Just going to take a look here at the rest of your file before we talk about conditions of release, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Looks like you're not being held on any other matter. And the alleged victim does not object to you returning home or to your being released. All good things. I'm going to release you, but I need you to promise me you can appear at a hearing if I set it for you at the Southeast Municipal Court. That hearing would be on February 24th at 8:30 in the morning. Can you show up at that courthouse on that date?
Yes, sir.
Then I will set that hearing again, February 24th at 8:30. I'm gonna release you on your promise to appear. I'm gonna order simply that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs or commit any acts of domestic violence. I'm not going to order no contact between you and the alleged victim based on their expressed wishes to pretrial services. However, if at any time they decide they don't wish to have any additional contact, then you need to honor that and remove yourself. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's all I have for you, sir. You'll be released later today. Please make sure and attend your hearings and good luck. Thank you.
Oh, we have started.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Sure.
Britta Angela Sandlin, 9/2/2000. Good morning.
All right, good morning. Time set for your initial appearance. You are being seen here today based on a charges of misdemeanor domestic violence, threats and intimidation, disorderly conduct and criminal damage, all allegedly occurring yesterday evening. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I'm just going to take a look here at your file for just a second, okay? So bear with me. All right. It appears one of the alleged victims couldn't be reached for comment. The other was reached. Does not wish to have any further contact with you and does object to your release. The alleged victims, Angela Sandelin and Mindy Howard. Do you live with either one of these individuals?
No, I don't.
All right, ma'am, you're not being held on any other matter. Relatively low PSA and NCA scores and no criminal history that I can see. So I'm going to set a hearing for you at the Marana City Court on March the 4th at 10 a.m. If I release you from custody, can you promise me you'll appear at that hearing on that date?
Yes,
Then I will release you on your promise. I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, and that you have no contact of any kind with either of the alleged victims, to include going to wherever they work or live. Do you understand that?
yes,
This is a one-way order, which means it applies to you directly. So if you see these individuals at a supermarket or at a convenience store, it's on you to remove yourself from the situation. Do you understand?
yes.
With that, that's all I have for you. You'll be released later today. Please make sure and attend your hearings, abide by these conditions, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Connor Richard Schmalzry, 9/4/1994.
Mr. Smaldery, good morning. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today, based on 2 misdemeanor charges of domestic violence assault and domestic violence disorderly conduct, allegedly occurring yesterday evening. Just to remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Just give me a few minutes. I need to take a look at your file, okay? All right, so do you reside with the alleged victim here, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Do you have somewhere else you can reside for the time being?
I do.
Right. I'm not seeing any other matters holding you in custody. You are a 1-on-1 on the NCAA and FTA scales. Fortunately, Ms. Johnson couldn't be reached for comment on conditions of release. So in these instances, I have to err on the side of caution. So as part of your conditions of release, I'm going to order that you not have any contact for either directly, indirectly through a third party, via email, over the phone, text message, any contact of any kind. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to order that you not return to the residence. However, if you have any personal belongings, I will allow you to return with a police escort to gather them. That means is you'll have to contact law enforcement, either sheriff's department, TPD, or someone else who's available. Have them escort you to the residence so you can gather your belongings and then leave with them. You're not allowed to go there otherwise. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. Am I able to possibly have a mutual friend, grab a couple things for me, possible?
I'm sorry?
Would I be able to have a mutual friend of ours be able to go and grab a couple things from the apartment?
You'll have to arrange it with law enforcement. That's the only way I'm gonna allow you to return to the residence is with another.
Sorry, I just meant if a mutual friend went by themselves, not being included whatsoever, me at our separate residence.
Oh, I'm sorry, to have another individual. That would be up to the
Yes.
victim. I'm not gonna compel them to do anything other than to comply with law enforcement as they escort. So if she would be willing to do that, but again, I don't have any concern or control over whatever she voluntarily does. I'm just saying that what I'm going to allow you to do is gather your belongings with a police escort only. Okay?
Understood.
I'm going to set a hearing for you on February the 10th at 10:30 in the morning at the Pima County Justice Court. Do you know where that is?
Yes, sir.
If I release you from custody, can you promise me you'll appear at that hearing?
Sir.
Release you on your promise? Hearing again is going to be on the 10th at 10:30. Release later today. Please make sure to abide by all these conditions, attend your hearings, and good luck. Thank you. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Alexander Beachy, 6/11/87.
All right, Beachy, good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this morning based on charges of misdemeanor domestic violence, criminal damage, assault, and disorderly conduct allegedly occurring yesterday evening. Remind you, do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. All right, previously reviewed your file. Don't see any need to hold you in custody, provided that you can attend a hearing I'm gonna set for you on March the 10th at 1:30. Can you do that, sir?
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
yes, I can do that.
All right. Based on the victim input, I'm going to order as part of these conditions of release that you not have any contact of any kind with her. To include going to wherever she works or lives. I'm also going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs or commit any acts of domestic violence. Again, sir, your hearing is going to be on the 10th at 1:30. I'm sorry, March the 10th at 1:30 in front of Judge Wendy Million at the Tucson City Court. You're going to be released later this afternoon. Please make sure and abide by all of these conditions, attend your hearings, and good luck. Thank you. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Sean Embry, 9/29/01.
Good morning. Time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on 2 charges of misdemeanor domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and assault allegedly occurring earlier today. To remind you, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I've already taken a look at your file.
There you go.
And I don't see any reason that I need to keep you in custody, provided you can comply with the following conditions of release. First, that you will attend a hearing in front of Judge Wendy Millian on March the 10th at 1:30, and that you will not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs or commit any acts of domestic violence. Can you do all that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Based on that, I will release you from custody. Based on the alleged victim's input and desire to have additional contact with you, I'm not going to order no contact. However, any contact you do have with her, Ms. McDonald, has to be peaceful, respectful, and if at any time she changes her mind, you need to honor that and remove yourself from the scene. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
With that, that's all I have for you. You'll be released later today. Please make sure and abide by these conditions, attend your hearing, and good luck. Thank you.
Sure.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we got that.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Carl Patrick Salavik, 69268.
Ms. Delbeck, good morning. Time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest by the Tucson City Court. Relates to charges of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, possession of drug paraphernalia, general solicitation, shoplifting, and repeats of the same offenses. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I just need to take a look here. There's a lot of files. Okay. All right, so it appears there may be a issue with failing to appear. We're concerned about that. Don't want you to keep coming back into custody over and over again. So I'm gonna set or honor the bond rather that's requested in the warrant, $500. And I'm gonna appoint the city public defender's office to represent you and set an expedited hearing, which will be on February the 10th at 1:45 in front of Judge Mayhew. That'll be a video review hearing. So you'll be seeing Judge Mayhew in the same way you're appearing in front of me today. If you do post the bond, you need to contact the city public defender's office and the court, attend your hearings on the 10th. Otherwise, you could end up right back in custody and potentially lose that $500 bond. You understand all that, sir? Read your answer out loud, please.
Answer. Carl, that's the question. What's that? Sorry, what's that?
Do you understand everything I just told you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and that's all I have for you. Thank you. You're excused.
Do you stand up? Push up. Go lay down.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yes, MC Valencia 1480.
I'm sorry, what was the year?
89.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Valencia, Good morning. It's time to set up your initial appearance. You're being seen here this morning based on 2 charges of misdemeanor domestic violence, criminal damage, and misdemeanor domestic violence disorderly conduct allegedly occurring earlier today. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I previously took a look at your file. I just need to confirm here. You did have no other holds or statuses. You were relatively low on the scales. Do you reside with the alleged victim, Mr. Turner?
No.
All right, then I don't see any additional reason to hold you in custody. And I am prepared to release you on promise that you can appear at an arraignment at a court date on March the 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Wendy Million at the Tucson City Court. Can you do that?
Yes.
Can you also promise me you will have absolutely no contact of any kind with Mr. Turner? All
Yes.
right, thank you. Based on that, I will release you again. That hearing will be an arraignment on March the 10th at 1:30 in front of Judge Million at the City Court. You are ordered not to have any contact of any kind with Mr. Turner, not to commit any acts of domestic violence, and not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs.
Okay.
All right, you'll be released later today. Please make sure and abide by all these conditions, attend your hearings, and good luck. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Denise Marie Vallejo. 1/12/1977.
All right, so good morning. It's time to set up your initial appearance. You're being seen here this morning based on a single charge of misdemeanor domestic violence assault allegedly occurring on September 20th of last year. Interesting. Just remind you, do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I have already looked at your file before today's hearing. I don't see you have any statuses or holds. I'm sorry, you did have a notation of being on misdemeanor probation in an unrelated case. The alleged victim couldn't be reached for comment on any conditions. Do you reside with the alleged victim, Mr. Vallejo?
Yes, I do.
Do you have somewhere else you can reside for the time being? Family, friend you can stay with?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
All right. If I release you from custody today, can you promise me you will appear for your arraignment date on March the 10th at 1:30?
Yes.
You also promise me you will not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim until told otherwise by the judge overseeing your case.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then I'll release you on your promise. Again, your hearing is going to be on March the 10th at 1:30.
Yes. So would I be able to get some clothes and?
Yes, I will order you not to have any contact with the alleged victim, to include going to wherever he works or lives. But if you have any personal belongings that you'd like to collect, you can do that with a police escort. So basically, you will have to, on release, contact law enforcement. So you can call 311, the non-emergency line, or visit any police or sheriff's department substation. Arrange for somebody to be present with you at the residence while you gather your belongings, and then leave with them. You're not allowed to go to the residence otherwise. Do you understand?
Yes, so how would I get my belongings from, because they took my property when I got arrested, so how would I get my, belongings back because they told me that it was gonna be through mail and I can't have no contact or be in my home. How does that work?
You receive your personal belongings upon release from custody. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk to you.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Edward DeLeon. 06/11/99.
Still on. Good morning. It's time to step your next appearance. Defense voice to waive reading of the charges.
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll waive reading of the charges. Parties are instructed not to comment or address them, the nature or the facts underlying. Mr. DeLeon, you're being seen today on charges that your attorney will go over with you or can go over with you. Just to remind you, though you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before you say anything out loud, okay? Okay. Excuse me. I reviewed the interim complaint as well as the pretrial services report and the state's recommendation. Mr. DeLeon did not have any other statuses or holds noted. He was a 4 and a 4 on the NCAA and FTA scales, and had only the one prior felony conviction from 2019. State's recommendations for $5,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
In defense?
I'd ask for Mr. De Leon's release to pretrial services judge. We can only address for the identification unit from the county sheriffs. He's been instructed to go there. So given that there's no other new charges and he hasn't had any charges from the initial arrest in 2019, and he's agent who's on for 9 years, we would ask for his release to pretrial services since appropriate.
And I do tend to agree. I'm going to release Mr. De Leon pretrial services supervision. I'm going to order that he submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, and report to the Pima County Sheriff Department Identification Unit within 2 working days of release. I'll set the preliminary hearing for February the 20th at 1:30. All right, sir. That's all I have for you. Please make sure and
Thank you.
keep in contact with your attorneys and pretrial services, and good luck.
I'll see you. Yeah. All right. Be safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Gabriel Joseph Diaz, August 30th, 1997.
One second. Fine. Sorry? 50, thank you. And so can you please repeat your date of birth, sir?
August 30th, 1997.
All right, thank you. All right, sir. Mr. Diaz, good morning. You're being seen here this morning based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Catherine Monroe, Pima County Pima County Superior Court, related on charges of unlawful distribution of images of nude or sexual activity, allegedly occurring on January 4th of last year. Amount of the warrant listed is $5,000. Remind sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed to the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay?
Okay.
All right. I reviewed the warrant, state's recommendation, and the pretrial services report. Don't note any other holds for Mr. Diaz. He was rated a 101 on the NCAA and FTA scales. This appears to be the first time he's been arrested on this matter. Summons was mailed to and sent to his residence on Ironwood Ridge Drive. State's recommendation was $5,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
No, Judge, I just want to, bring the court's attention, and it seems like the court, is aware that the notice was mailed to the defendant's address. That's the same address that he's currently living at right now. So we simply ask that the court honor the $5,000 amount listed on the warrant. Thank you.
Thank you. Defense?
Judge, I'd ask for Gabriel's release to pretrial services, noting that he doesn't have any felony or misdemeanor history that I can see. So it's possible that the warrant and the summons being mailed, he might not understood it. He understands it now. He has never been arrested in this matter before, so he might not have known what was going on there. He's a lifelong Tucsonan, and he does have third-party custody verified from his grandfather, Miguel. So given that third-party custody status, the lack of any felony or misdemeanor charges, and the fact that this is a direct indictment, I think giving him the opportunity on pretrial services is appropriate in this matter. It's even more so that he's a 1-to-1 on the scales.
Thank you. Given the age repeated attempts to contact, I do have some concerns. So I'm going to honor the bond, $5,000 cash secured, and set the arraignment date for next week. After the arraignment, of course, the hearing officer can revisit the issue of bond and potentially release Mr. Diaz, but I'd like to ensure that he is present for that arraignment so that the case wouldn't be disturbed by any future absences by Mr. Diaz. So again, the bond will be $5,000 cash or secured. Mr. Diaz, if you do end up posting the bond, you need to report to Pima County Superior Court on February the 6th at 1:30.
Okay.
And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So,
Yeah, I'm already close. Bad guy. Bad guy. Bad guy. Just
You iced it right
Yep, so we're doing that fan shares.
Morning.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Jacob Nathaniel Metcalf, March 13th, 1989.
Thank you, Mr. Metcalf. Good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You are being seen here today based on charges of misdemeanor domestic violence, criminal damage, and disorderly conduct allegedly occurring yesterday evening. Remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I was able to take a look at your file previously. Don't note that you were being held on any other matter in this case. You had a relatively low TSA score.
What is a PSA score? I'm sorry.
Measurement of your potential to either fail to appear or commit new criminal activities.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Thank you.
Problem. The alleged victim in this case is willing to have further contact with you, but doesn't wish you to return to the home. Do you have somewhere else you can stay? Sorry, do you reside with the alleged victim, Ms. Sanchez?
Yes, I do.
You have somewhere
I
else
have
you can stay in the meantime?
Not sure.
Okay. There any other friends or family that you are aware of in the community that you could reside?
Well, I'm gonna contact someone today and make plans for that.
Well, given everything in front of me, I don't see a need to hold you in custody, provided, of course, you can promise me that you will appear for a hearing in front of Judge Blue at the Tucson City Court on March the 3rd at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
You do that, sir?
Yes, sir, I can.
Now, it's promised that you will not return to the victim's residence without a police escort. And what I mean by that is if you have any personal belongings at the home. So I'm going to order that you not go to the residence, period. But if you have any personal belongings, you can return one time with a police escort, meaning you'll have to contact law enforcement, PPD, sheriff's department, someone who can go with you to the home while you stay with you while you gather your belongings and then leave with them. And you promise you will not go to the residence otherwise. I'm sorry, I need you to answer out loud.
Yes, I promise.
Thank you. All right, then I will release you on your promise. Again, your hearing is going to be on March the 3rd at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Blue. Lastly, I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf to these charges and advise you that in addition to the right to remain silent, you also have the right to be represented by counsel that may be appointed to you by Judge Blue or retained at your own expense. You have the right to be presumed innocent, and you have the right to have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You have the right to attend all hearings in your case to include a trial where, again, you are presumed innocent. However, if you fail to attend any hearing in your case, including the one I set for you on the 3rd, then a new warrant could issue for your arrest. A warrant could issue for your arrest, new charges could be filed against you, or that hearing could go forward in your absence. Additionally, if you're found guilty at a trial and are unable to be sentenced because of your absence within 90 days, then you could lose the right to appeal your conviction. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And that's all I have for you. You'll be released later today. Please make sure and abide by these conditions, attend your hearings, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next letter.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Michael William Schmidt.
What's your date of birth, Mr. Schmidt?
7/20/93.
All right, sir. Good morning. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You are being seen here today based on a single charge of misdemeanor domestic violence disorderly conduct allegedly occurring earlier today. To remind you, do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Just going to take a look here at your file. I did review it previously, but I just want to make sure I'm understanding all the facts, okay?
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Just confirm me your date of birth.
7/20/93.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Schmidt, do you reside with the alleged victim, Mr. Wortman, father?
Yes.
Live with him?
Yeah.
You have somewhere else where you can reside for the time being? Do you have somewhere else you can stay if you were to be released from custody?
Not really.
Okay. Joe, can you confirm, I see a notation of a Title 36 petition. Has that been filed, or is there any plan in place for that matter?
Affirmative, Your Honor. Title 36.
I'm sorry?
That's, yes. Title 36 has been being processed.
Okay. All right. Mr. Schmidt, I'm gonna appoint you an attorney. That'd be Miss Janet Altschuler. Her contact information is going to be in the materials you'll receive from this hearing. I'm not gonna hold you on a bond in this matter since you already have a Title 36 petition pending. I'm gonna set a hearing for you, sir, on February 8:30 in the morning. County Justice Court. Do you know where that is?
Not really, but I could go.
Pima County Justice Court is in downtown Tucson on North Stone Avenue. If I release you from custody, can you promise you'll appear at that hearing on the 10th?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, is that a yes?
Yeah.
All right, sir. I'm gonna order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, and that you not have any contact with your father for the time being. You understand all of that?
Yeah.
right, sir. Then. Oh, I'm sorry. I will allow you to return to the home to gather any personal belongings you have with a police escort. So if you wish to gather any clothing or personal effects, you'll need to contact law enforcement and arrange for them to be present with you while you gather your belongings and then leave with them. You're not allowed to go to the residence otherwise. Do you understand? Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And that's all I have for you. You're excused.
Stand up, Schmidt. Sorry. I'm back. Yeah.
All right, this side over here. Back down to the wood. Next one. Here, follow that. Follow that.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Corey Alvarez, 12/21/76.
Alvarez, good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on charges of felony aggravated DUI, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia, allegedly occurring earlier today. I remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, I read the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. Don't note any other statuses or holds for Ms. Alvarez. I'm sorry, there was a notation that she is on misdemeanor probation from a DUI in 2023. She was rated a 2 and a 3 on the NCAA and FTA scales and didn't have any other criminal matters, criminal history rather than what I otherwise noted. The state's recommendation was for $7,500 bond. Anything to add from the state?
Not much, Judge, just that clearly the most concerning thing here is that she's on probation for a DUI. It didn't occur that long ago, and here we have her again committing a DUI, this time with a dangerous driving pattern. You know, she's running a red light. So we want the court to consider all of that, and the fact that there's also cocaine found in the car. So just continual substance abuse issues here are being presented. The state's recommending the $7,500 bond, and it's appropriate here, Judge. Thank you.
Ben?
Judge, we would be asking for a release to pretrial services, or if you're not inclined, a reduced bond of $1,100. Noting, as the court did, that she is a 2-3 on the scale, so it is lower on the scale. She's a lifelong Tucsonan, and she is gainfully employed as a hairstylist. She actually owns her own business, so that really makes her not much of a flight risk. Weighing towards the fact that she's not a flight risk, Judge, she didn't miss a court date in the one history that I have with this misdemeanor DUI. I would also like to note, Judge, that I'm not sure if the status on misdemeanor probation is correct. It looks to me that on October 4th, 2023, she was placed on probation for a period of 12 months. That would have expired in 2024. I don't have any indication that was extended or anything like that. So given those factors, and given that she did complete that probation successfully, that indicates that Ms. Alvarez who's receptive to supervision. So given those factors, Judge, I do believe that pretrial services is appropriate. If not, the bond of $1,100 is more than sufficient for Ms. Alvarez.
Thank you. I'm gonna impose a bond of $2,500. That'll be cash secured. And order pretrial services supervision if the bond is posted. Ms. Alvarez, you're not to drive without a valid license, consume or possess any alcohol or illegal drugs, and you will submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
And I'll set the preliminary hearing date for February the 10th at 1:30. All right. Thank you all very much. Your excuse.
So you can go out there, they'll process you into housing. And then they'll let you know if I can post that bond. My attorney will be out at you guys.
Ayala.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
My name is Aníbal Ayala, March 26, 1990.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Appearance. You're being seen here today based on charges of robbery and aggravated assault, dangerous, a deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, allegedly occurring on January 26th of this year. Remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay?
Okay.
All right. I reviewed the interim complaint, pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. Mr. Yala didn't have any statuses or holds noted. He was a 4 and a 4 on the NCAA and FTA scales. Third-party reference couldn't be reached for comment. There was no felony or misdemeanor criminal history noted. State's recommendation was for $15,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
Judge, the state would just like to add that, I mean, at the very least, the $15,000 being requested is at minimum the minimum appropriate. The allegations in this case are that Mr. Ayala got into an altercation, a physical altercation with two people that escalated and ultimately resulting in the second victim getting stabbed in the neck. So for all these reasons, the fact that there was a deadly or dangerous instrument or deadly weapon used during this offense, the state's $15,000 bond recommendation is appropriate. Thank you.
Defense?
So, Judge, weighing towards Mr. Ayala's release, he has no felony criminal history or any relevant misdemeanor criminal history. He's indicated to me that he's never missed a court date. He does have kids in town. He has 4 children, ages 12, 8, 7, and 1. He is the primary provider for those children, Judge. So he really is not trying to flee, given that he has so many kids to take care of. He is full-time employed. He does have housing. He's lived in Tucson for 15 years. He doesn't know the victims personally, so he doesn't pose a continued risk and hasn't had contact since this incident. So for those reasons, Judge, we'd be asking for release. He's asking for release to pretrial services. If you're not inclined to release him to pretrial services, Judge, requesting a more reasonable bond of $1,100.
Thank you. Based on the allegations, I do have concerns for the victim's safety in this instance, so I'm going to impose a $20,000 cash secured bond. I'll order pretrial services supervision if bond is posted, along with the no contact orders with either of the alleged victims, as well as a no firearms or weapons order. Preliminary hearing date will be set for February the 10th at 1:30.
PD appointed on this one, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
I'm an attorney for that case. You got your options on how to use that for. It's 2,000, and then if you're able to post something worth the rest, you can get out. Thanks a lot. No worries.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Morning, my name is Adriana Monique Campos. August 1st, 1986.
All right, Mr. Campos, give me 1 second here. I gotta take a look. Oh, there we go. All right, Ms. Campos, you're being seen here today based on 2 different matters. The first is a warrant that was issued for your arrest by, looks like the Pinal County Superior Court on allegations of possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. Bond amount listed as $500. And you also have a city court matter. Sorry, I just need to take I'm reading here a motion from the states. Okay. Well, never mind. The city court matter is being dismissed without dismissed by order of the city magistrate, and that's all we've got there.
But she does need to appear on the civil charges.
Well, that's dismissed, so. Because I'm
Well, there's no order in here for me to find, is there?
Right, you know, but we'll come up the of it and there's a date.
Where is that?
So you got 'em here?
March 3rd.
Yes.
There you go. All right, ma'am. Your city court matter is being dismissed. However, there are civil charges that you need to answer to. Those are going to be on March the 3rd of this year at the city court. Okay, so the civil matter is not criminal, so you need to handle those with the city court downtown. All right. And on your warrant out of, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. The warrant is out of the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. You also appear to have another matter in the Yuma County Superior Court. And Pretrial Service has a notation that you are on probation there. Though there is no hold pending. You had a 5 and a 6 on the NCFTA scales. Let me see. This appears to be the first time you are being seen on this. Or you've been arrested on this warrant. Defense, any comment?
Judge, I think you give her the shot on pretrial services to address this warrant. Now, I'm not sure what's going on in the Yuma case. I don't know if that's what she is on probation for, but she does have the additional supervision of felony probation. She hadn't been arrested in the matter in Pinal County. In the nature of the charges, narcotic drug possession and drug paraphernalia possession, I think way towards release. Now that she knows about it, she can deal with that. She does have housing as well as employment. And again, supervision by what would be both pretrial services and probation. So given those, we'd ask for pretrial services release. If you're not inclined, we would ask for a reduced bond of $250.
Yeah, I'm not inclined to hold Ms. Campos on this. I will direct Ms. Campos, you are released the supervision of pretrial services, and that you contact the Pinal County Superior Court as well as your assigned probation officer in Yuma County within 2 working days of your release. Do you understand?
Yes.
They're closed.
You want me Monday?
Oh, okay.
Monday,
Yeah.
Monday.
I'll give you the number here on this paper. You just get to it. Let's see on here too. $2023. Yeah. Just situated last year, so that
That's why I was confused.
yeah. So I don't know your probation's number, I'm sure you can find it.
So, to be released, you need to contact pretrial services, you need to contact Yuma County Probation, and you need to contact Pinal County Superior Court by Tuesday of next week. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Let's look this up. It's safe.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yolanda de Molina, 11/12/75.
Good morning. Good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You are being seen here today based on 2 felony complaints. The first alleges aggravated DUI committed on or about 30th of January this year, and the second is a charge of possession of a dangerous drug and promoting prison contraband, also committed on or about the 30th of this month. I'm sorry, you also have a misdemeanor warrant for driving on a suspended or revoked license issued by Judge Charlene Pesquera in the Pima County Justice Court. And that was from February of last year. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and in your felony case, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay? All right, I've taken a look at the interim complaint, both of the interim complaints, as well as the pretrial services report. Note that Ms. De Molina does not have any other statuses or holds. She was rated a 6 out of 6 on the NCAA and FDA scales. Third-party reference couldn't be reached to confirm housing or employment status. And there were notations of 2 prior misdemeanor DUIs from 2020 and 2019 respectively. The state's recommendation was, $5,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
Nothing further, Judge. The court's already aware of Mr. Molina's prior DUI history.
Ben?
Judge, weighing towards Ms. De Molina's release this morning. She's lived in Tucson for 48 years. She has 2 adult children and 1 minor child. So she's not a flight risk given that those connections to the community. She has no felony history. Looking at her DUI history, it doesn't look like she has any failures to appear in those, and it looks like she successfully completed her consequences and probation. From one from 2000 and the other is from over 6 years ago. If you're not inclined to release her, Judge, we would be asking for a substantially reduced bond of $1,100.
Thank you. The facts and the history here, I do have some concerns about community safety, repeated instances of driving under the influence. I'm gonna set a bond at $2,500. That'll be cash or secured. I'm gonna order pretrial services supervision bonds posted. I'll also order that Ms. De Molina not drive without a valid license, that she possess no alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'll set the preliminary hearing date for February the 10th at 1:30. I'm sorry, unless I missed it, pretrial services supervision will be ordered if bond is posted. All right, man, that's all happy. Thank you very much. All right, can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Raul Rene Gutierrez, 03/10/1982,
I'm sorry, what was the date of birth again?
03/10/1982.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Gutierrez. Good morning. Time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on 2 charges. One is possession of drug paraphernalia, and the other is possession of a narcotic drug allegedly occurring yesterday. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, I've taken a look at the interim complaint, as well as pretrial services report. Gutierrez didn't have any other statuses or holds. He was a 4 and a 3 on the NCAA and FTA scales. He was deemed steps diversion eligible and had notations of 5 prior felony matters, the most recent of which is from January of last year. A sentence, I'm sorry, it was from 2022. The sentence ended in 2025, excuse me. And the oldest is from 1999. State's recommendation is for $500 bond plus the steps court evaluation. Anything else to add from the state?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Defense, I'm inclined to release your client to pretrial services supervision and schedule a steps court hearing. Do you need a minute to talk with him?
That sounds like a good idea to me. Let me tell him what that means.
Yep.
We're trying to wait time on the PH date, Your Honor.
Okay, and your client is willing or desiring to participate in the steps court, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, sir. Mr. Gutierrez, I'm going to release you to pretrial services supervision in order that you participate in any monitoring or treatment. So basically, if they call you and tell you need to do something or be somewhere, you need to comply with that. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to set a hearing for you. First hearing is going to be on February 9th at 9 a.m. at the Pima County Superior Court. And that'll be for you to be screened for the steps court program to potentially get this case disposed of without having to proceed on to a trial or plea agreement. It's very important you attend that hearing and participate fully in the program. If for whatever reason that hearing doesn't end successfully or you're not able to complete the steps court program, I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for you for March 17th at 1:30 in the afternoon. So, sir, you're going to be released later today. You need to contact pretrial services and your attorneys and stay in contact with both. Comply with all instructions you're given. And above all else, do not miss any hearings in your case. Okay?
Okay, can I get that steps court date again, Judge? Sorry.
Not a problem. February 9th at 9 a.m.
me write down the address for you. Good to go.
All right, sir. That's all I have for you. Thank you.
So make sure you're there on that day. That you can call your attorney if you can't make it, all right? And that's your best chance of getting through this, so they just let you, okay? Yeah. Best of luck. Okay, don't forget this. This is? Yes, sir. All right. You have a good one, man.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Good morning. Alexander Justice Hernandez, April 9th, 2002.
Hernandez, good morning. Time's up. Your initial appearance. Being seen here this morning based on a single charge of felony hindering prosecution in the first degree. Allegedly occurring between January 8th and January 30th of this year. Remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be assisting you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay? Understood. All right. I reviewed the interim complaint, pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. Mr. Hernandez didn't have any other statuses or holds, was a 1 on a 1 on the NCA and FTA scales. Didn't have any other history, and the state's recommendation was for release to pretrial services. Anything else to add from the state?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Defense, I'm inclined to agree. Any comment?
Sounds like a good idea.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. It's an arm of the court designed to help ensure that people are maintaining contact with their attorneys, attending all hearings, and complying with any conditions of release that are set. So I'm going to order that you submit to any monitoring or treatment as they direct. So if they call you and tell you need to do something or be somewhere, you need to comply with that. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to set a hearing for you. That'll be on February 20th at 1:30 p.m. And that'll be at the Pima County Justice Court. When you're released, you need to contact pretrial services and your attorneys. Stay in contact with both and do not miss any hearings, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. You're excused.
That's fine.
Good morning. Can you please tell me
Good
your full name and date of birth?
Roberto Andres Jaramillo, 11/12/94.
All right, Mr. Jaramillo, good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on charges of misdemeanor DUI, leaving the scene of an accident, criminal damage, felony criminal damage, and endangerment, all allegedly occurring yesterday. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay? All right, I've taken a look at the interim complaint. Parties are aware. On the charge of criminal damage, felony criminal damage is alleged. No amount of damage is listed or described, and the assigned detective could not testify to any additional facts that would lead me to believe that the amount of alleged damage was above the requirement under 131602. I believe $2,000 is the limit for a class 5 felony. So I don't believe there's probable cause to support that charge as a felony. There does appear to be cause to believe it is at least a misdemeanor level. I'll give both parties an opportunity to review the interim complaint and comment if they so choose. But just to state for the record, Mr. Jaramillo does not have any other statuses or holds listed. He was a 2 and a 3 on the NCA and FTA scales. A third party reference can be reached to confirm housing or employment. Although Mr. Jaramillo did state he has resided in Tucson for 31 years and has full-time employment. He also does not have any felony or misdemeanor criminal history noted. The state was recommending $3,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state or comment on the issue of probable cause for the felony criminal damage charge?
So, Judge, the state does concede that in the interim complaint, there is no value provided for the damage amounts for Mr. Jaramillo. However, regarding I believe it's the endangerment charges, we believe that there is probable cause established for those offenses, and we'd ask the court to grant the $3,000 requested bond based on the adequate probable cause for both the DUI and the endangerment charges. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And defense?
Judge, I'm in agreement that there's no probable cause for the criminal damage. I think rather than just dropping that to a misdemeanor at that time, I think the proper remedy is dismissal, and the state can proceed to the grand jury with the proper probable cause. I think that release to pretrial service is appropriate. At 31 years old, Mr. Jaramillo doesn't have any felony or misdemeanor criminal history. He's resided in Tucson for 31 years, and he does, he's full-time employed with children. So he's not a flight risk. There's no failures to appear in 230 on the scale. If you are inclined to hold him, we'd ask for a more nominal bond of $500, naming a contingency.
All right, thank you. Well, I'm not going to dismiss the criminal damage charge. I simply don't find there to be probable cause to support it as a felony pursuant to 1316.02 paragraph B. But given all the facts as mentioned, I'm going to release Mr. Jaramillo to pretrial services supervision and order that he submit all monitoring or treatment as directed by them. Mr. Jaramillo, I'm also going to order that you not drive without a valid license, that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victims, to include going to where they work or live. So I'm going to set your preliminary hearing for February the 20th at 1:30 in the afternoon. So, sir, when you're released from custody, you need to contact pretrial services and your attorneys. You need to stay in contact with both throughout the pendency of this case. And above all else, do not miss any hearings or violate any condition of release. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. And that's all I have for you. Thank you.
Thank you. So, good evening today.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
First name Jose Enrique Landy. Birthday's 10/8 of 95.
All right, Mr. Landy. Good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on a charge of felony aggravated assault. I'm sorry, domestic violence aggravated assault strangulation, allegedly occurring yesterday. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, I've taken a look at the interim complaint, pretrial services report, and the Form 4C that was provided to me. I do note on the Form 4C that there is an elevated risk noted. I'm sorry, a high risk noted, excuse me, on tiers 1 and 2 respectively. And also note that Mr. Landy appears to be pending on a separate felony criminal matter in the Justice Court, I'm sorry, in the Superior Court. It's here 2025 5222. He was released ROR. He is a 4 and a 5 on the NCAA and FTA scales. The alleged victim couldn't be reached for comment on conditions of release. And there was history of one prior felony. I'm sorry, it was a felony conviction later designated as a misdemeanor from 2020. The pending felony charge in the case I just mentioned, and then two additional misdemeanor cases, both involving domestic violence. One, I believe, is involving a warrant that I'll also deal with here in a minute. The state's recommendation was for $15,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
Not much, Judge, just that the pending misdemeanor, that Mr. Landy has a pending misdemeanor case that involves the same victim. It's another domestic violence matter. Because this case involves an allegation of intimate partner strangulation, and there's a continual risk to the victim here and the history of assaultive behavior, we're recommending a $15,000 bond. Thank you.
Thank you. Defense?
Judge weighing towards Mr. Landy's release, he does have 13 years in Tucson. The designation of a misdemeanor from 2022 does indicate that he's amenable to supervision. And he hasn't. It doesn't look like he's missed a court date yet in the new matter. So for those reasons, Judge, we would ask that he be released from pretrial services. If you're not inclined to release him, we'd ask for a more reasonable bond.
Okay. Well, and I'm sorry, I'm just taking a look here just to understand. Yeah, it appears that the other pending felony predates this allegation. The original felony in the other case is February 20th, 2025. So this was an offense that appears to be allegedly been committed while Mr. Landy was on release in a separate felony case. Given that, the nature of the allegations in this case, I do have significant concerns for potential new criminal activity. The rest of the victim, I'm going to impose a $25,000 cash secured bond and order pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. I'll order no contact with the alleged victim to include going to wherever they work or live, as well as no firearms, and any firearms in Mr. Landy's possession will be surrendered to law enforcement within 2 business days of being released if bond is posted. The preliminary hearing will be set for February 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And on the misdemeanor case, we'll note the felony hold. Mike was going to honor Judge Hale's bond request of $200. That'll be cash secured. I'm going to set a video review hearing for February 10th. I'm sorry, excuse me. Difficulty here. Right. All right, I'm gonna set a video review hearing, February 10th at 1:45 in the afternoon. Understand, of course, that that is potentially at the same time as the preliminary hearing. I will make sure that Judge Hale is advised that the preliminary hearing at this date, at least as of this date, is set for the same day. Obviously, if the case is dismissed, taken to a grand jury, then that hearing may be vacated, but I will ensure that Judge Hale knows, so that way they won't take any adverse action against Mr. Landy. All right. And I'm sorry, on the city court matter, I am also going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you, Mr. Landy. Same conditions of release are going to apply in this as in the other matter. No contact with the victim. And you're not to commit any acts of domestic violence. All right, sir, that's all I have for you. Thank you. You're excused.
Thank you.
There. Yeah.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Brian Medical, July 9, 1988.
I'm sorry, your date of birth again, please?
July 9th, 1988.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Manico, good morning. Time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on charges of felony possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia, allegedly occurring earlier today. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay?
Good.
All right. And I'm sorry, I forgot to know you also have a pending city court matter involving a warrant related to charges of criminal trespass and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Yep.
All right. On the felony matter, I did review the interim complaint, state's recommendation, and the pretrial services report. Mr. Manico didn't have any other statuses or holds. He was a 6 out of 6 on the NCAA and FTA scales and was steps diversion eligible. He had approximately 5 prior felony convictions dating from 2010, with the most recent being in 2017. The state's recommendation is $500 bond plus steps court evaluation. Anything else to add from the state?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Defense?
Judge, we'd be asking for Brian's release to free trial services today. I'd like to note the low amount of drugs. There's only 0.2 grams of methamphetamine. In the last decade, he's only had charges and convictions for dangerous drug possession and drug possession and use. He's a lifelong Tucsonan. So those would weigh towards pretrial services release. Let me check with him about the STEPS program just briefly, Judge.
Go ahead. It just shows the one.
Judge, he is interested in the STEPS program. If he is out of custody, if you do release him, he would be willing to waive time on the preliminary hearing.
Thank you. And Mr. Minick, I am going to release you the supervision of pretrial services. I'm going to order that you submit to any monitoring or treatment as they direct for you. And I will set a step court evaluation hearing for you for February the 9th at 9 a.m. As part of your conditions of release, I'm also going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. So basically on the 9th, you need to show up at the Superior Court. You need to participate fully in the evaluation process, and hopefully, if you're successful, you can have your case disposed of without having to proceed on further. If for whatever reason you're unsuccessful or don't show up, I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for March the 17th at 1:30 in the afternoon at the Justice Court. And regarding your misdemeanor case in the city court, Michael is going to set a hearing for you on March the 2nd in front of Judge Hale. That'll be a pretrial hearing. I'm going to release you on promise you'll appear at that hearing. And I'm going to order that you not return to any incident location or possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. All right, sir.
What was the date on that, Judge? I'm so sorry.
March the 2nd at 9 a.m. I'm sorry, hang on. Where are the new charges listed here? One second.
Take your time.
Oh, sorry. Apologies, sir. You also, in the last folders, you have new charges pending against you. This is for criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, allegedly committed yesterday afternoon. On that matter, the hearing will be the same date, March the 2nd at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Hale. Further going to advise you that you are presumed innocent. I will enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf of those charges. You have, again, in addition to the right to remain silent, you also have the right to counsel, which may be appointed to you by the court or obtained at your own expense. You have the right to be presumed innocent and have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You also have the right to attend all hearings in your case, to include a trial where, again, you are presumed innocent. Please have a seat. If you fail to attend any hearing in your case, you could have new charges filed against you, a warrant could issue for your arrest, or those hearings could go forward in your absence. If you're found guilty at a trial and cannot be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, you could lose the right to appeal your conviction. You understand all of that, sir?
Yes, I do.
All right. And that's all I have for you. Will be released later today. Please make sure and abide by our conditions, attend all your hearings, and good luck. Thank you.
Let's look at this. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Kathleen Don Kelly Joanne Male, 11579.
All right, Smino. Good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia, allegedly occurring yesterday. You also have a city court case. Take a look here. I'm sorry. This involves a warrant that was issued for your arrest. This involves charges of criminal trespass in the 1st degree, criminal damage, failing to appear, as well as it looks like warrants for, among other charges, criminal trespass the 1st degree, 3rd degree, failing to appear, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Just remind you, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and on your felony matter, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be assisting you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay? All right. I reviewed the interim complaint And the pretrial services report states recommendation. Ms. Minot didn't have any other statuses or holds. She was a 4 and a 6 on the NCA and FTA scales. She was deemed steps diversion eligible but did not have any felony criminal history, and I didn't see any notes of misdemeanor other than what I've just referenced. The state's recommendation was for $500 bond plus a steps court evaluation. Anything else to add from the state?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Defense, I'm inclined to release your client to pretrial service and schedule a steps court evaluation. If you'd like a minute to talk with her.
Absolutely, Your Honor. Please hold. She is willing to participate in the STEPS program.
Does it cost money?
And they'll walk you through that. I don't believe it. They'll, and I agree that pretrial service is appropriate here. So she's willing to waive time on that PhD.
Ms. Minot, I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services. It's an arm of the court designed to help folks maintain compliance with court orders and conditions of release and attend all hearings without necessarily need to be in custody. So basically, if they call you and tell you need to do something or be somewhere, you need to comply with that. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm going to set your steps court hearing for February the 9th at 9 a.m. Hopefully this hearing is successful. Please attend that hearing on time, comply with all of the requirements need.
They'll let you know when to get there.
Okay.
That hearing is just so you can be screened for and potentially admitted to the steps court program. You need to attend all of those hearings and participate in the.
What time? What time, February 9th?
It'll be at 9 a.m. And just in case that hearing doesn't go end successfully, I'm going to schedule a preliminary hearing date for you for March 17th at 1:30 p.m. That's a placeholder. Hopefully you don't need it, but if necessary, please attend that date as well. On your misdemeanor matter, I'm going to schedule a pretrial hearing for you in front of Judge Hale on March the 2nd at 9 a.m. at the Tucson City Court. It's just down the street from the Superior Court. Same conditions will apply in that case as in your felony. Do not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Ma'am, you're going to be released. Please make sure and contact pretrial services and your attorneys. Do not miss each in the case, okay? Thank you.
Yes, make sure you get to
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Kevin Mitchell Jr., and my date of birth is January 29th, 1992.
Mr. Mitchell, good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen today on a couple different matters. The first is a felony complaint alleging domestic violence disorderly conduct, allegedly occurring on December 31st of last year. And the second is a misdemeanor matter in the Tucson City Court involving charges of obstruction of public highway or thoroughfare, being a public nuisance, and assault. These are from two different cases, excuse me. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and on your felony case, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to assist you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I took a look at the interim complaint, pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. I note for Mr. Mitchell that there was a notation that he was being, he is on parole from a 2023 case involving domestic violence, aggravated assaults, and misdemeanor resistant arrest. The projected end date for that parole is May of this year. He was rated a 4 and a 2 on the NCAA and FTA scales. The alleged victim, Mr. Washington, couldn't be reached for comment this morning. Mr. Mitchell did have a third-party reference. His father was reached to confirm residence and employment status, and was willing to assume third-party custody if needed. There were no other criminal convictions noted other than what I just stated. The state's recommendation is for $5,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
Judge, just that the state wants the court to consider its safety concerns. It is concerning that Mr. Mitchell is on parole for a DV offense, and now he's committing another DV offense, and this time with a dangerous instrument, a knife. So for all these reasons, Judge, we think the $5,000 bond is appropriate.
Thank you. Defense?
Judge, we would be asking, well, leaning towards his release is, as the court noted, the third party supervision from his father, Kevin, 34 years in Arizona, and employment as a line cook and a 2 on the FDA scale. If the court is concerned, we would ask for a more reasonable bond of $1,100.
Thank you. Well, given the criminal history as well as the allegations of the misdemeanor case as well, I think there's cause of concern, at least cause for me to have safety concerns for the alleged victim. I do think a bond is appropriate. I'm going to set it at $3,000 cash secured. And order pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. If bond is posted, I'll order no contact with the alleged victim. To include going back to the residence, I will allow Mr. Mitchell to return to the residence to gather any personal belongings with the police escort. I will order that he not possess any firearms or weapons and surrender any firearms he has within 2 business days of being released. I'll also order that he not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs or commit any acts of domestic violence, and that he contact his assigned parole officer within the first working day upon release. I'm going to set the preliminary hearing date for February 10th at 1:30. And in the misdemeanor matter, I'm going to set the hearing date for I'm sorry, I'm going to set the non-transport review hearing for February 13th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Bond. I'm not going to hold Mr. Mitchell on that case since I'm already holding him on the felony. Same conditions of release will apply. No contact with any alleged victim, to include going to the work or residence or returning to the incident location. Given the felony hold, I'm also going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you, Mr. Mitchell. Lastly, I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty on your behalf to the new charges and further advise you that you are presumed innocent, that you, in addition to the right to remain silent and the right to counsel, you also have the right to be presumed innocent and have the state bear the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of your guilt. You have the right to attend all hearings in your case include a trial where again you are presumed innocent. However, if you fail to attend any hearing in your case to include a trial, new charges could be filed against you, a warrant could issue for your arrest, and the hearings could proceed in your absence. Additionally, if you're found guilty at a trial and cannot be sentenced within 90 days because of your absence, then you could lose the right to appeal your conviction. Do you understand all of that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Well, that's all I have for you. Thank you very much. You're excused.
So right, so they're gonna keep on the 3K amount. If they will post that, it can be released. They will post 10%, $300 plus like a security to get the rest and be released on that. I'm sure public defender keep on people so second coming up you to change that amount. They're gonna hold you for right now. It's possible to come with the law. $300. It'll depend on. They pick not because they're on parole, but you can talk to them to see what's available. Okay. That's what. You're good. Okay. I wish. Yeah. Okay.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
William Edward Morris, February 8, 2006.
Morris, good morning. It's time set for initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on charges of aggravated shoplifting and organized retail theft. Allegedly occurring between December of 2024 and looks like July 7th is the date of the interim complaint. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before you say anything out loud, okay?
Yes.
I reviewed the interim complaint, state's recommendation, and the pretrial services report. Just note for record, Mr. Morris didn't have any other statuses or holds. He was a 6 and a 5 on the NCAA and FDA scales respectively. He did have third party verify residence and employment status. He also has one prior felony conviction from 2024, which unfortunately did include a record of failing to appear, several instances of failing to appear and or probation violations. Case was disposed of in, probation was discharged in December of last year. The state's recommendation was for $750 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
No, Judge, but we do want the court to consider that Mr. Morris has very recently finished, it appears per the pretrial services report, he's recently finished his drug possession probation term, December of last year. Thank you.
Thank you. Defense?
Pointing towards his release this morning, Judge, Mr. Morris has lived here for 16 years. He is only 19 years old, so that's the majority of his life. His brother did verify housing and third-party support, as well as William's full-time employment as a painter and remodeler. Given the nature of the charges, Judge, these are nonviolent offenses. These are property crimes, stealing Pokemon cards, electronics and personal wear items. And given his history, there's no violent history in here either. It's narcotic drug possession from when he was still sort of just barely an adult, if not a late teenager. At 17, he's still a late teenager. So I think we give him the shot with pretrial services. He understands the importance of showing support since his records. It understands his history in the seriousness of the charges. So we would ask for his release of pretrial services. If you are inclined to hold him on a bond, Judge, we would ask for a $500 bond noting his indigency.
Thank Yeah, it does concern me that this alleged offense occurred uh, while Mr. Morris was pending on probation. This gives me concern about the potential for new criminal activity and for failing to appear. $500 bond is appropriate. I think I'm going to oppose that cash is secured. I'll set the preliminary hearing date for February the 10th. As condition, if bond is posted, pretrial services supervision and monitoring will be ordered. I'm also going to order Mr. Morris that you not contact any alleged victim or enter any Target, Superstore, or facility in Pima County. To be clear, that's not just the incident or incident locations involved in this matter, but any Target that's in the Tucson area, okay?
All right.
All right. Again, preliminary hearing date will be February the 10th. Thank you very much, sir. You're excused. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Nicholas Robert Mullen, 6/15/2003.
Mr. Mullen, good morning. Time set for your initial appearance. Being seen here today based on charges of possession of a dangerous drug. I'm sorry, possession of a narcotic drug, possession of a dangerous drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, and tampering with physical evidence. All allegedly occurring yesterday. Reminder, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. I reviewed the interim complaint, pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. Mr. Mullen didn't have any other statuses or holds. He was a 6 out of 6 on the ANCA and FTA scales. Third party was reached to verify employment status and residency. And there was 3 prior felony convictions dating from 2019 to 2020. State's recommendation was $1,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Defense?
Judge, I asked that you consider the nature of the charges. This is 3, well, as to the possession charges, it's 3 fentanyl pills and less than half a gram of methamphetamine. Nicholas is 22 years old. He's a lifelong Tucsonan. And his mother did verify third-party custody, as well as his employment as a part-time day laborer, and his residence here in town. If you are inclined to hold Nicholas, given the nature of the charges, Judge, we'd be asking for a $500 bond given his youth and indigency.
Thank you. Mr. Mullen, I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to resolve this matter on pretrial services release. What that means is you're gonna be under their monitoring or supervision. If they call you and tell you need to do something or be somewhere, you need to comply. There's no excuse. If they tell you something needs to be done, it needs to be done. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to release you to their supervision. I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to set your preliminary hearing date for February 20th at 1:30. All right, sir. That's all I have for you.
Thank you. That's a lot. Make sure you get in contact with your attorney. Not this project, tell them what happened. It's a deadline to coordinate afterwards. Even contact with your attorney, make sure what's clear. Take your seat. Sorry, I'm sure you're at the court. So I appreciate it. I want to see you back here. Have a good one, man.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Emilio Orduño, October 6, 2006.
All right, Mr. Orduno, it's time set for your initial appearance. Being seen here today based on charges of assault, disorderly conduct, and aggravated assault, all allegedly occurring earlier today. Remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud. You understand?
Sir.
All right, I reviewed the interim complaint, pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. Mr. Orduno didn't have any other statuses or holds noted. I did note his age at 19. He was a 2 and a 1 on the NCAA and FTA scales. Third party couldn't be reached to verify employment or resident status and didn't have any felony or juvenile criminal history. And the alleged DV victim wasn't reached for comment on potential conditions of release. State's recommendation is $100,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
Judge, the state just wants the court, well, the state just re-urging the safety to the community concerns in this case. In this case, it appears that Mr. Orduno used a car as a weapon against 2 separate victims. That's not even, counting the street fight that's alleged against the third victim. There are, acknowledging that Mr. Orduno doesn't seem to have, a serious criminal history in this case, in this case, the conduct in this case is extremely dangerous and disturbing. And so the state wants the court is urging that concern to the court. Thank you.
Thank you. Defense?
Okay, further than Mr. Axis, Judge, I think that pretrial services would be appropriate for Emilio. Noting as a court date, Judge, he is 19. He has housing separate and apart from the victim and from the alleged victims in these cases. He is a lifelong Tucsonan. He has housing with his mother, and he is a full-time student, so he doesn't have any known connections out of here. He has every reason to stay in the court and address this matter. No felony criminal history, no relevant misdemeanor, domestic violence history, no juvenile criminal history. So this is his first run-in with the law. I think that the opportunity at pretrial services is more than appropriate given those facts. If you are inclined to hold him, Judge, we would ask for a much more reasonable bond of $1,100, noting that he is 19 years old and a student, so a $100,000 bond would be clearly excessive in violation of the Eighth Amendment.
Thank you. I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No.
Okay, thank you. Based on facts, I do have concerns for the victim safety, the multiple victims' safety. I do think a bond is appropriate. I'm going to enter a bond of $20,000, cash is secured, and order pretrial services supervision if the bond is posted. There'll be a no contact order with the alleged victims, as well as a order not to commit any acts of domestic violence or possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. The preliminary hearing date will be set for February 10th February 10th at 1 p.m. and that'll be at the Green Valley Justice Court. All right, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Good morning, Marcus Payne, MARCUSPAYNE, date of birth 3/11/92.
Thank you, Mr. Payne. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this morning based on charges of felony possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, and misdemeanor shoplifting allegedly occurring yesterday. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I reviewed the interim complaint for Mr. Payne's case, as well as pretrial services report and state's recommendation. It does appear that he is on probation, felony probation in a 2019 case. Appears to be out of county. But there was no holds noted. He was rated a 3 and a 2 on the NCAA and FTA scales, was deemed steps diversion eligible, and did have several felony convictions, including the one I noted, where he may be on, he's on probation. State's recommendation was $500 bond plus step support. Anything else to add from the state?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Defense?
Weighing towards this release, I ask that you consider the nature of the charges, 3-2 on the scales. Largely drug history, especially in the more recent cases. We would have decreased supervision of both probation and pretrial services, 33 years in Tucson, 25 years in Oracle, in part-time employment as a tattoo artist. If you are inclined to hold him, Judge, I think that the $500 and a step hearing is a fair result.
Okay. I'm sorry, was your client interested in the step support program?
He is, yeah.
All right, Mr. Payne, I'll give you a chance to resolve this matter on pretrial services supervision. I will set a steps court hearing for February 9th at 9 a.m. That'll be at the Superior Court downtown. Do you know where that is?
I'm giving him the address, Your Honor.
Good. I'm going to order that you submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed. I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to order that you not have any contact of any kind with any victim, to include going back to where any, at least the shoplifting allegation allegedly occurred, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to set your, and I'm sorry, is defense waiving time on the preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to set your steps court hearing for February 9th, and your preliminary hearing date will be March the 17th at 1:30. I'm sorry, that's February 9th at 9 a.m. So please make sure you're attending that hearing on time, participate fully. So hopefully that the second preliminary hearing date can go away, all right? And that's all I have for you. Thank you. You're excused. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm also going to order as part of the conditions that Mr. Payne, you contact your assigned probation officer in the Lawrence case, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Morning, Your Honor. My name is Amos Luke, Santa Cruz.
All right, Mr. Santa Cruz. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today on two different matters. The first is a felony complaint alleging burglary in the third degree, criminal damage, and trafficking in stolen property, allegedly occurring on or about between on or about October 12th and October 22nd of last year. You also have a warrant issued for your arrest by Judge David Miller, of Pima County Justice Court, involving driving on a suspended license and failing to appear. To remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. I read the interim complaint as well as the state's recommendation in the pretrial services report. I don't note Mr. Santa Cruz being held on anything, though there is a notation that he is on felony probation. Used to be from a 2024 case involving some of the same charges where there was at least a notation of failing to appear and or probation violations. No, I'm sorry, probation violations in a separate criminal case. He was rated a 5 and a 6 on the NCAA and FTA scales. A third-party reference couldn't be reached to verify employment status or housing. And as I mentioned, there was 3 prior felony convictions, to include the one where probation is still ongoing. The state's recommendation is for $5,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Defense?
Waiting towards his release, Judge. He's a lifelong Tucsonan. He's lived in the same residence with his mother for 10 years. He's full-time employed as an electrician. If you're not inclined to release him, Judge, we'd be asking for a more reasonable bond of $1,100, noting his indigency.
Thank you. I do think a bond is appropriate given this matter. I'm going to order a $2,500 cash secured bond and pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. I'm going to order, if bond is posted and Santa Cruz is released, that he not have any contact with any alleged victim to include going to where they work or live, and that he shall contact his assigned probation officer within 1 working day of being released from custody. I'll set the preliminary hearing date for February 10th at 1:30. And on the misdemeanor matter, I'll set that for an arraignment the same day, February the 10th. That'll be at 8:30. I will advise the Justice Court that Mr. Santa Cruz is being held on the felony. Obviously, if bond is posted and you are released from Santa Cruz, it's up to you to get to the court on time, in person. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you very much. You're excused. Thank you. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Amy Michelle Sepchik, August 22nd, 1980.
All right, Ms. Sefcik, good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on 2 charges of possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia, allegedly occurring earlier today. Remind you, do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. I reviewed the interim complaint as well as the pretrial services report and the state's recommendation. It appears Ms. Sefcik is Pending on a separate felony matter, CR 2025 5996. Actually, the offense dates are from November of last year. Obviously predating this one. She was released to pretrial services in that matter. She was a 4 and a 4 on the NCA and FDA scales, was deemed steps diversion eligible. She did have a third-party reference. And only had the one pending felony matter that I referenced before. The state's recommendation is $1,000 bond plus steps toward evaluation. Anything to add from the state?
Nothing further, Judge. The state's recommendation is largely in part due to the fact that Ms. Sepik is currently pending a shoplifting charge. Thank you.
Defense?
So, Judge, I'm gonna ask for Ms. Sepik's release to pretrial services. Looking at her history, she at 45 years old. Her history only started in November of last year. That's a shoplifting and drug possession charge. She's made it to all her court dates, and she had to schedule pretrial in March. So it indicates to me that she made her arraignment and her CMC, and has been keeping in touch with her attorney. As you consider the nature of the charges, the low amount of drugs at issue, and the full cooperation with the police that she demonstrated. Again, she does have third-party custody verified from her friend, Miss Compa, 17 years as a chief Sonin, with housing, and she does have her mother and daughter as well in part-time employment. So I would ask that she be released to get the benefits of that step screening. If you're not inclined to release her, Judge, we would ask for a more nominal bond of $500, noting her indigence.
All right, thank you. Given the recency and obviously the fact that I believe this would otherwise qualify for no bond in other circumstances if the state elected to do so, I do have concerns about potential new criminal activity. So I am going to impose the bond, the $500, and that'll be cash and secured. I'll order pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. I will schedule a steps court evaluation for February 9th at 9 a.m. And the preliminary hearing date will follow on, if necessary, the following day on February 10th at 1:30 p.m. So, Ms. Sepchik, again, just given the circumstances, I just have some concerns about the potential for new criminal activity if I were to release you without additional condition. If you do post a bond, you are going to be under the supervision and monitoring of pretrial services, so they will be contacting you and asking you to do certain things. If they do so, you need to comply with them without exception, okay? And I'm sorry, as part of their conditions release, I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. And that's all I have for you, ma'am. Thank you very much. You're excused.
That's what. So they don't hold this right now. We've been posted up on their release. Steps it's an version of piece. If you don't do what we need, they should dismiss your case against you and do something. We did that. Yes, so if you make all your court dates, absolutely, okay, and you don't seem like you missed anything. So thanks, thank you so much. Who's your attorney right now? Who's your attorney? Nathaniel. Nathaniel, okay, cool.
You know,
I'll let him know. Yeah. No worries, yeah, so hopefully we'll come see you on Monday.
Good evening. I'm sorry, good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Christina Soto, November 7, 1989.
All right, Ms. Soto. Time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on two charges of domestic violence, aggravated assault, strangulation, charge of domestic violence, aggravated assault with a dangerous instrument, and domestic violence kidnapping, allegedly occurring yesterday. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be assisting you in this hearing, so if you have any questions or concerns, Please speak with him before saying anything out loud, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Reviewed the interim complaint. The interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's recommendation. Ms. Soto didn't have any other statuses or holds noted. She was a 2 and a 2 on the NCA and FTA scales. Alleged victim was reached for comment on condition of release. Does not wish to have any further contact. But does not object to Ms. Soto's release. And the only other criminal history is a 2018 misdemeanor case of domestic violence assault involving a different alleged victim. The state's recommendation is $7,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
Judge, we just want to draw the court's attention to the allegation of DV strangulation in this case, as well as the defendant's DV history in this case, resulting in a DV conviction. The state just wants the court to take all of that into consideration in the bond to determination. Thank you.
Thank you. Defense?
Judge weighing towards Ms. Soto's release today. At 36, she has no felony criminal history. Her only misdemeanor history is, as the court noted, 7 years ago, and she successfully completed probation in that case and complied with all her classes and everything she needed to do. Notably, Judge, the victim is not objecting to Ms. Soto's release from custody and did confirm that they hold in separate residence. So she's indicated that she does have friends to stay with. As the court noted, pretty low on the scale, 2-2. She's also a lifelong Tucsonian, so ample ties to the community. If you're not inclined to release her, Judge, we would ask for a more reasonable bond of $1,100 given her indigency.
Thank you. I do note, unfortunately, a Form 4C wasn't included with the materials. But based on the factual allegations, I do have significant concerns for the victims, the alleged victim's safety. Do you think a bond is appropriate? I'm going to set it at $15,000 cash secured. With pretrial services supervision, if bond is posted, I'll order that Ms. Soto not possess, consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, possess any firearms or weapons, and surrender any firearms that she may have to law enforcement within 48 hours of being released. And obviously, no contact of any kind with the alleged victim, to include going to where they work or live. I'll set the preliminary hearing date for February the 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
All right, now let me turn you. So let me hear this.
Thank you. That's all I have for you, shoot. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Caleb Verbeek, 11/18/1999.
Mr. Beek, good morning. Time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on a felony complaint alleging domestic violence, aggravated assault, strangulation, allegedly occurring yesterday. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated right next to you is going to be assisting you in this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please speak with him before saying anything out loud. Okay?
All right.
All right. All right. I've taken a look at the interim complaint as well as the pretrial services report and state's recommendation. There were no other holds for Mr. Verbeek. There is a notation of a city court case ongoing, which is a domestic violence case, but involving a different alleged victim. He was rated a 3 and a 4 on the NCAA and FTA scales. The alleged victim in this matter could not be reached for comment on conditions. The alternate housing was confirmed. And the third party reference was reached to confirm housing and employment status. Additionally, Form 4C was included with this matter. Which did indicate an elevated risk to the alleged victim. Based on that provided. The state's recommendation, excuse me, was $7,000 bond. Anything else to add from the state?
Judge, the state simply wants to draw the court's attention to the allegation of DV strangulation. The court's already aware of the defendant's DV prior with a different victim. But there is a pending misdemeanor DV matter that is a misdemeanor DV matter that is making its way through the system. We want the court to consider all of that in making its bond determination. Thank you.
Thank you. Defense?
So, Judge, weighing towards Caleb's release this morning, he's a 3 on the NCA scale, which is lower. He does have confirmed housing with his mother that's away from the alleged victim. As to the misdemeanor domestic violence case, Judge, I would like to note that he has not been convicted of that yet. He has there is one failure to appear, but it looks like he quashed that warrant 4 days after and has made every court date for the last year in that matter. So that's indicating to me, Judge, that Caleb is the type of man who goes to court and abides by his release conditions, noting that that is a different alleged victim. He is full-time employed. He is the main provider for his children. Though he does have local employment, a lifelong Arizonan with family in town, as you noticed. So, Judge, those do weigh towards his release. If you are inclined to hold him, we would ask for a substantially reduced bond of $1,100, noting his indigent.
Given the facts, I do have a concern for the alleged victim who was supposed to have been pregnant at the time of this offense. For that reason, I do believe bond is appropriate. I'll make that $10,000 cash secured and order pretrial services supervision if bond is posted. I'll order no contact of any kind with the alleged victim to include going to the place of work or residence. I will allow Mr. Verbeek to return with a police escort to gather any personal belongings if bond is posted and he's released. I am further going to order that he not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that he not possess any firearms or weapons and surrender any firearms he may have in his possession to law enforcement within 48 hours of being released. Preliminary hearing date will be set February the 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Thank you. That's all I have for you, sir. You're excused.
Thank you, Judge. Long calendar day. Appreciate you bearing with us.
All right. Thank you all very much. Have a nice day.
Cheers.